sure how the audio quality is. Leaving from Maryland to Raleigh, North Carolina, then down to Lumberton, North Carolina. I'm going to pick up this little project I got the other day. A BMW 645 Ci, and it should be an adventure. My sidekick is on the way with the truck and trailer, and wish us luck.
Well, we finally made it back over the Bay Bridge.
Horrible.
Took 3.5 hours extra time. The weather sucked. Traffic sucked. But we're back over the bridge. I don't know if that's good or not, because I don't know what they're going to do to get this car off of the trailer. Because it's locked in park, and the battery is dead, and the trunk won't pop. And I just went and blew another $100. Blew another $100 on a jumps box, so we can try to get the junk box off of the. No, it's actually a good-looking car, but we'll see how smoothly it gets off the trailer after we've had 16 hours on the road and are tired of this. Maybe you guys can enjoy our misery. Get your foot on that brake. Yeah. I'd go, that's reverse lights. That's not. Yeah. Well, it seems to run like a top. But we got something going on with the transmission. What's the battery volt say? Give it a little gas, but make sure your foot's on the brake. Hold on a sec. Do it again. That's it. Are all the lights still on the dash? Service engine soon light on?
Just that active steering. All that shit's out.
No, it's not going to move. It's just not. There's no pressure. There's no pressure in the transmission.
I'm going to shut it off.
Good. Alright, so day number 2. You saw in last night's video, we got here, it was late. Super late. And the car started and ran great. Put it into reverse, nothing. Drive, nothing. It didn't even feel like anything was happening when you put it in gear. We noticed some transmission fluid on the trailer. We pushed it off and got it into the garage. Trickle charged the battery overnight, tinkered around a little bit. We just ran out and got new floor jack and jack stands. Got it up now, and there's some serious carnage on the transmission pan. And we're not sure if it made it to Copart that way, or the forks on the mover had something to do with it. Not quite sure, but it's busted. Tommy's under there right now, and he's taking it out. And pretty soon, I'll be able to show you exactly what kind of damage we're talking. Like this big hole. All right, so we had some battery trouble, so I couldn't get the camera up underneath the car while Tommy was taking it off. But this would explain why we had no transmission response. That's right, see that? It's a big chunk missing out of the pan. It's made of plastic, some sort of composite. So, next step, get a new pan. Stick it on, put fluid in the transmission and give it a whirl. Didn't look like anything else was destroyed under there though. The car was listed as mechanical damage. There is a return line coming off the overflow, coolant overflow, that was broken. That when you start it up, it does, you know, spew out some coolant. That could have been the mechanical damage that Copart was talking about. You know, it was listed as secondary. I'm not sure, but I don't know if it came to the lot this way. It looks to me, based on how the heat shield that's under there was rolled back, that the car was loaded probably from the front, and one of the forks on the loader snagged the heat shield and pushed it up and raked across and busted that plastic pan. And that's just what we're thinking. So, but anyway, we'll check back with the next step. All right, so what we thought was possibly the reason that the Copart listed the mechanical damage was the return line coming out of the overflow from the coolant. So when you run the engine, it just pumps coolant out. So I'll take you over there and see. It's broken off. Oh no, it's just a Y.
Yeah.
It's a Y.
Yeah, it's one piece.
So right here, you see there's like a Y connection, and it's plastic, and it broke, and it would normally connect to this line here where it's broken, just like that. So this Y connection needs to be replaced, and then it will allow this fluid. I'm not quite sure. Maybe somebody out there will know. There's two lines here, so I don't know which one is returning back, or maybe they both are. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, next mission, get this fixed. store. We got the Y fitting that we needed to fix the line. Forgot to hit play on the camera. I was going to do a little, fast forward repair. But at any rate, we got the line repaired. Topped it off with coolant. Going through the process of the air bleed. I see on different forums that the 645 CI has self-bleeding, so we've just been monitoring it. Tommy's gone for the day. Got the new tranny pan ordered because this one isn't going to work anymore. Yeah, the car runs good. It seems to run really good. It's been running for probably about a half hour now. And I do have cross ventilation. Just can't see it. I just shut that rear garage door. But anyway, car runs good. If just replacing this pan and putting a new filter and putting transmission fluid in it corrects that transmission problem, well then this could really turn into being a great Copart find. The car's in really good shape. We'll have a couple other videos and go through that process. It needs a good cleaning. The leather interior is okay. It's light tan, so it's showing some dirt and grime. I've been looking around. I'm thinking I might do black interior, so maybe a black interior swap. I think that'd be cool. We're gonna go through, do brakes, naturally clean the heck out of this thing. It needs a big time cleaning. So for now, next video is going to be transmission pan. Hopefully get her shifting and take it for a ride. We're just now starting to get heat inside, so I think the air is working its way out of this coolant system, so that's good. So for now, that's the end of this video. So in a real quick recap, we left. It was about almost 17-hour journey. Went down to North Carolina, paid for the car at the first Copart location in Raleigh. Then had to run down to Lumberton because it was in a sublot, which is another hour south. We get down there, waited about an hour, got her loaded, and came back. And when we made it about 3 hours from home, the traffic in Virginia sucked. It sucked. And it said 3 hours to home for about 2 hours. So, I mean, it was like, it felt like we were going nowhere for 2 hours. So, it tagged on a substantial amount to the trip. But anyway, we got it off the trailer. It was snowing and a little crappy here by the time we got home, but we got it off the trailer, got it into the garage. I put the battery looks new, and it's stamped with 2017, so it's not that old. But however long it was sitting at Copart, this car was a repo. The paperwork that I got, it had a free clear title, but the paperwork I got, it was repossessed like at the end of the year, so it hasn't really sat Copart too long. But the battery was dead. We were able to just get it running by jumping it. But I've been reading on a bunch of Beamer forums that these cars are really finicky when it comes to a degraded battery. So last night we were getting a bunch of crazy stuff on the dash and the display. The nav unit was kicking out all sorts of crap. And originally I thought, man, I've gotten myself a big turd here. This thing's got electrical problems. But I put the battery on trickle charge overnight, popped it in, started the car, this morning without any assistance from a jump box or jumper cables or anything. And it popped right up, and none of that crap came back. So I think down the road here we'll probably put a brand new battery in it. But just for all this testing and everything else, we want to get to see just how bad, if there's any problems with the transmission. So once again, the Beamer forums out there have been really helpful. We couldn't get the damn thing in park, and we thought, man, maybe the transmission is destroyed. And I'm just doing a search last night, and I look and I see that people are finding that a coin can go down out of the ashtray into and fall into a slot that prevents the car from going into park. So just out of curiosity, while we're waiting for this thing to burp out air, I popped the trim off, and sure enough, I look down in there, and there's a quarter sitting perfectly in the little slot that kept it going from park. Now here's the crazy thing. Hold on. I already had it in my pocket. But here's the crazy thing. This quarter, I don't know how long the person had this car and how long they struggled with this not getting it into the park thing, whether they parked it in neutral with the parking brake on all the time. Because the quarter, you can see where the shifting mechanism had like hit against this quarter so much that it bent it into almost like a cup. So it had been in there for a long time. They were struggling with this parking, not going into park for a long time. That is crazy. It took all of 3 minutes to fix it, and by the wear on this quarter, it has been in there. I don't know. I guess I don't know how long it would take you to whittle a quarter away down like that. I don't know if I can get this on camera. I don't know whether this is even worth it or not, but the quarter is like it's bent into a dome. It's crazy. But anyway, so that's good. So anyway, gonna wrap this one up. We'll check back in with the next phase as soon as we get that transmission pan. That'll be the next one, and then we're just gonna continue this. And then we're going to do some crazy stuff. I'm thinking about plastic dip or repaint. Who knows? I don't know. It just, I really don't have any purpose for this car. You know, I've been watching a bunch of awesome guys and their channels and doing Copart rebuilds, and I thought, man, I'm going to give it a shot. So that's what we're doing. I'm not sure if I'm going to flip this car, if I'm going to keep it, if I'm going to, you know, just run it with the rag top down during the summertime. I don't know. I'm open. So if anybody wants to, you know, leave a comment and say, hey man, do this, do that. You know, I'm not even opposed to a crash up derby later on, but we'll see. Anyway, that's it for this one. See you soon.